All right. Eric Peterson, give us a quick and dirty on Indy Junction. You need to unmute yourself first.
Here we go. You hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Indy Junction's coming up on May 18th through 22nd. We made an effort to have more O-scale two-rail involvement, and so I think we got it. We've got 2 display layouts that will be in the hotel, as I understand it at this point, or in the train show. We have 5 home layouts that will be open, and we have 3 different clinic topics. David's doing 2 different topics, one on John Armstrong's history and one on the advantages and of O-scale two-rail, and I'm doing a clinic on wiring tricks and tips. So I think that's going to be, Indy Junction is going to be a good place to be. It's a 4-day convention involving 3 NMRA regions and the Chicago Prototype Modelers Group, all in one 4-day convention. So that's
you got a website with the dates and the hotel on it, Eric?
Just go to nmra.org and click on conventions and you'll see them all.
Super.
The other thing we have is we have Gateway 2022 in St. Louis coming up. That is the NMRA National Convention. We're working on having several O-scale two-rail layouts out there. We'll have also the Wingate layout that David's going to bring will be in the special interest group room. That is a special arrangement that we have available to O-scale Kings because we are a special interest group within the NMRA. And so there will also be at least 1 or 2 display layouts in the National Train Show on the weekend, as well as a full range of clinics at both of these conventions. So there's a lot available. So that's kind of a report on the conventions. Like David said, we do have the advantage through O-scale being a special interest group. We had good access to the NMRA magazine, and that gives us other advantages to help out with our events. So any other questions or interest involving the NMRA, please give me a call.
Thank you, Eric. One of the reasons we get questions, what are you doing going to places where there are no O-scale modelers and sometimes no O-scale equipment for sale? And the answer is the same one that Willie Sutton gave when they asked him why he robbed banks, because that's where the money is. Well, for us, the non-O-scale shows are the place where the potential converts are. So that's where we're going. We're showing the flag. We're passing out literature, doing clinics, setting up O-scale layout tours, trying to put modular layouts in front of everybody in O-scale. Ain't nothing to impress people like moving O-scale models going in front of you. The mass really attracts people. So we're getting out there and showing the flag on a retail level. Thank you. I don't see on the call either Bob Chellin or Michelle Kempema. Am I missing something? Okay, let me do a very brief summary of the O-scale National Convention. As you may know, we were not able to put together a package for 2022. There were a lot of people who were really goosey about undertaking the risk given the uncertainties of COVID and travel and the economy and so on. But we do have a solid commitment for 2023. It's going to be back in Denver at the same hotel, the Omni that we had in 2021. And it's going to be June 8, 9, 10, 11. June 8, 9, 10, 11. And you can go to the website. You can access the convention website through oscaleinfo.com. I will tell you, I was blown away by doing rail fanning in Colorado. It is really a destination convention. Whether you made it in 2021 or not, you should head out there in 2023. We actually did a post-convention tour of the major narrow gauge and some standard gauge properties. I understand Michelle Campana is going to do that again in 2023. The table prices and admission will be the same as for 2021. And the hotel and registration arrangements will be posted soon. One of the added plugs, by the way, is you may remember that there was supposed to be a convention car for the 2021 convention, which was somewhere between a gleam in the eyes of some Chinese production manager and the containers coming from China. But those cars are now in, and they are available for purchase for $85, which is the same price that Atlas is putting on their regular freight cars at this point. So they are, in relative terms at least, a bargain. These are Appalachian and Ohio cars, which are modeled after the cars on the layout of Dave Stewart's, which is one of the hit open houses from the 2021 convention. It is really worthwhile, and these are really well done cars. And I know you're going to ask me how you order one of these. And the answer is you order it through the convention website. I understand that there's some tinkering going on with the website, so wait a week if you would, but that is going to be available for purchase. We sold eight, I think, cars in Chicago in addition to delivering cars. We sold 3 more in Strasburg. There are only 100 of these cars total. So if you want them, don't wait, because they will be sold out relatively soon. Okay, the next item is to get an update on the March meet, both 2022 and 2023. Even though the March meet in 2022 and 23 was neither in Chicago nor in March, but it was a hit nevertheless. Dave Schultz, tell us about it.
Well, thank you, David. We had a great show. A lot of things we were a little apprehensive about, but it absolutely worked out better than we could have imagined. A couple of hiccups there, here and there, but we know what we've done wrong and need to improve on. Anyway, the hotel was duly impressed, and that was probably the greatest thing to hear, because they were a little iffy on how this whole thing was going to go down. And when we met with them after the show was over, they were so impressed that they promised us a 2023 and a 2024 date. We're moving it back to St. Patrick's Day weekend again. So next year for 2023, it's going to be March 16th through the 19th. We're gonna shorten up the dealer setup on Friday. We had it from 1 to 7, and we had trouble with people wheeling and dealing. And so we're going to tighten that up a little bit, and we're going to be watching it a little closer. We don't want to be, we don't want to be a police force throwing people out of the show and such, but we do want to try to avoid people trading and selling when it's just setup time. But that was very little that we noticed. So yeah, we're set up for 2023. They told us that we'll probably have that same date, St. Patrick's weekend, on 2024. So that was the good news about it. The room rates are only going to go up about $3 a room, $3 or $4. So that's going to stay very reasonable. I can't imagine finding a hotel quite like that one for, around the $115 to $120 mark. So that was good news too. No problems at the convention floor. They were impressed with how clean everything was when everybody left. Normally, I think they were expecting a disaster, but when they were tearing the tables down, they had found very little garbage left behind. So they were duly impressed with that too. Anyway, we do have a Facebook page, March O Scale Meet on the Facebook, if you want to look up that page. Otherwise, you can check us out on the internet at marchmeet.net. And that's about what I've got for the March O scale meet in Lombard.
Thank you very much. So the March meet is back in March next year. That's the good news. The bad news is the chances of having it snow sideways as you're unpacking your car go up by an additional 2 weeks.
It does.
The committee under Brad Kowal and including very much David Schultz made it look really easy. It was a smooth transition. If you went to the meet, you would have thought that it had been running that way for years, just like it had been under the Hill family. And there is, I know from personal experience, there is a great deal of work that goes into making it look that easy. And David and the committee under Brad did a great job of doing that. So the hotel's confidence in them is deserved. Thank you very much for that. And we look forward to next year.
Can I butt in for 1 second?
Sure.
Yeah, the Chicago show. I mean, I admit I was amazed. I was expecting something to go south. And as a vendor, we never saw any issues at all. But the biggest surprise to me was the contest. There was talk about dropping it because of lack of interest in the previous years. But this year, we had more entries than we'd ever had, and some really, really high-end entries. It was just amazing. So we had some glitches with the judging. We're going to work on that next year and hopefully get maybe at least 1 or 2 more judges to make it go a little bit quicker. But the entries, and again, you can see them in the magazine if you want, but the entries this year were just phenomenal. And it's great to see people building and kit bashing again.
Eric Peterson, you got a question or a comment?
Yeah, I just want to reinforce that it did work out well for the contest, and we used NMRA expert judges to do the judging using the NMRA format. Got some things to do there. As Dan mentioned, to improve the process a little bit, and we have a great problem to have. We need more judges because there were a lot more models submitted for judging.
Thank you. Everybody should have problems like that. And that's, I appreciate Dan Dowdy's support for the contest in particular.